So basically, everyone that knows me right now knows that I was basically enamored with this movie. I was like, everyone that knows me knows that I was really anticipating this movie, basically. And yeah, I was really excited for it. I saw the trailers. I love animated movies. I'm a sucker for animated movies. And I love anything that has animals in it, because animals are freaking awesome. So why would I not see this movie, right? And after Big Hero 6 and Frozen, I didn't like Frozen that much, but it did have some amazing animation and cinematography. But especially after Big Hero 6, I was really excited for this movie. And I saw this in theaters, and my mouth was just, like, I'm pretty sure it was open the entire time. This movie was fantastic, and it was well written, well acted, voice acted. It's just amazing, and this movie is just phenomenal, and everybody needs to see it. Zootopia is a movie directed by these three guys. Fantastic. And it stars Ginnifer Goodwin, Jason Bateman, Idris Elba, J.K. Simmons, and Jenny Slate. So the premise of the movie is that Judy Hopps, portrayed by Ginnifer Goodwin, is basically, since she was a kid, she's always wanted to be a cop, a police officer. And this is extremely, like, just weird for her family and everyone she knows, because rabbits are not usually cops. But she tries, and she gets into the academy, and she kicks ass, literally, and she tries and she perseveres, and she actually achieves her dream. That's one of the themes in this movie also. And she is relocated to Zootopia, in this magical city, basically, where anyone can be anything. That's like its slogan. She meets a sly fox, who's a hustler, named Nick Wilde, portrayed by Jason Bateman. And they have to team up together to basically solve this big, mysterious case about disappearing animals, and that's basically the premise of Zootopia. Ginnifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman are basically the new Jerry Seinfeld and George Costanza, the new Mulder and Scully. They complement each other so well. And it's great because at the beginning of their relationship, they don't like each other. So they're really just like at odds with each other and always making these witty remarks against each other. And afterwards they make witty remarks basically complimenting each other. And it's really just this weird kind of cycle. And it's just really played really well. And they're extremely likable characters. I haven't felt characters this original since the How to Train Your Dragon characters. And like after this, it's just crazy. It was so well written that I just felt like they were actually there. They were actually coming up with these things, these lines. And it was surprising to me, honestly. Idris Elba plays Chief Bogo in the movie, and he's basically the captain stereotype of the cops. And he's always like angry and grouchy, and basically he's out to get Judy. And he did a fantastic job in the role. I bet he's going to be amazing in The Jungle Book. That guy's an amazing actor, he really is. Shakira is also in the movie, not like barely in it at all, actually. They made a lot of advertisements with her. She's not in the movie much. Jenny Slate did a fantastic job, though. She really did. The music, by the way, is done by Michael Giacchino, and he is fantastic in this movie. Composing the soundtrack is just great, or original score. And to me, honestly, this is my personal opinion here. I think he's better than Hans Zimmer. Sometimes Hans Zimmer repeats himself a lot. Michael Giacchino really doesn't do that as much, which is great because Michael Giacchino did a fantastic job here. Every time the Zootopia theme played, it was like, damn, you know. And he always hit the marks with every time the movie had to hit the marks. It's good. But the thing is, this movie is not just a kid's movie. It's not like, oh, look, animals, and yeah, like, yay, it's amazing. It's not that. That's gonna be Sing. That's gonna be The Secret Life of Pets. It's gonna be that. That movie, I'm telling you, it's gonna be that. They're gonna try to make it emotional and everything, but I have a feeling that it's not gonna be that because basically, I mean, Minions. Like you can't trust them after Minions, which was disgusting. And you see, in all these movies, it's not that. It's not for kids. Basically, it's an adult film with like animated bunnies and cute characters wrapped around it. But the story at its heart is a really kind of deep movie, and it has really deep themes and morals, and it talks about racism and stereotypes and drugs and acceptance. The animation here is some of the best you will see if you haven't seen the movie. You'll see in ever. What's great is that compared to, like, for example, The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur had really cartoony characters mixed in with like photorealistic environments. But this movie has like a perfect balance of both. Nothing looks too real, nothing looks too fake. And it's just perfect because that's what a cartoon should be. there are things that they've done in this movie. They've created such an environment in Zootopia, the central hub and the area surrounding it, that this is like a living, breathing city, and you don't ever not feel that. Because there's always characters walking around everywhere, and the amount of detail they've put into every single thing is insane, almost. Because, for example, I remember there's like this palm tree building that's extremely detailed, and it'd be amazing to be able to, see what's going on there. It's only there for like 30 seconds. So a guy had to make this entire little tiny world, like this tropical paradise, as one of the areas in Zootopia, and it was only there for 30 seconds. It's insane how much detail they've put into this movie. Now, people don't usually talk about the cinematography in an animated movie much, but this thing is just, it has a wide array of fantastic camera work. There is the scene in the movie that is a Black Panther basically chasing Judy and Nick. And they're in this rainforest district, basically, of Zootopia. And it's all trees. The thing is, it's raining. And this rain, usually for animation, the greatest thing you can have is rain, because that really just showcases the amount of detail you can put in there. And just the shimmering, how it looks with the fur, it looks fantastic. The leaves look amazing, and the entire chase scene is extremely intense. And I was like, whoa, okay, this is like actually happening. Things are like jumping at the screen. There are pop-up scares in this movie that are done effectively, because they're not like, just, like, oh, it's obvious, it's just got all quiet, boom, jump scare. No, they're like talking, and then out of nowhere something happens. That's great. And in this scene, it's fantastic because they really zoom into the faces. You can see their expressions of fear, but then it also backs off, and it lets you see the entire chase sequence from far away. Now, if you've all watched the trailers, I think you can probably remember there's a scene with Judy Hopps crying, and I really like this scene. Real quick, when you have like an actor, right, in a movie, and then they just start crying like out of nowhere, and they're like, there's like this sad scene obviously, and then they just kind of get desperate and they just start crying, and you're like, that is a damn good actor. And it's like this amazing feeling, because you're like, that's crazy good, and I'm super sad, and I'm starting to cry, and stuff like that. And that really shows you what a good actor is. But that actually happened in this movie, but this movie is an animated movie, so technically it's not a real being, And this movie is everything that a 5-star movie should have. Overarching characters that change over time. They're not all static. They're evolving, they're changing, they're learning. You usually have this dynamic duo in movies, right? But this one feels a little different. And it's been done before, but why is because we've been getting a lot lately of basically a boy and his dog. That's kind of like the duo these days. How to Train Your Dragon, Big Hero 6, I guess Minions. Not Minions, Despicable Me, grew into Minions. It's always kind of like this, the boy and his dog. And finally we see just this duo, not kind of like this thing and its sidekick. They're always these two characters. And the woman isn't like misrepresented. She's not like lesser than the guy, and the guy isn't lesser than the woman. It's equality. And what's great about this movie is that it has themes. It has issues that the world is really struggling with right now, and that's what makes it great. You have to watch it. I've already said my review. This movie, Zootopia, gets 5 out of 5 stars. There we go. First 5-star review for my channel, which is great. I bet you so much that there's going to be someone in the comments that's going to say, how come you didn't give Deadpool 5 out of 5 stars? I am not going to give a shit. And I mean, this movie is gripping, guys. This movie just starts with a little girl getting bullied and beaten. A little girl getting beaten? It's insane. It's really crazy. And you just don't expect all of this coming from a little kid's movie.